Hello, everybody, it's Mariana, and I would love to talk about forgiveness because I think there's a big misconception about the whole forgiving thing, and yeah, most probably because when we are born and we grow up, we hear our elders and also due to religion telling us that forgiving means that we just continue talking to this person who hurt us, and thus we become the bigger person, and we push aside all bad feelings and resentment towards them. But the fact is that usually when this takes place, we have, like, say, an encounter with this person and we get triggered, and then we remember all our resentment and hurt feelings towards them and anger and everything. So I too was confused for a very long time about what forgiveness really means, because that's not exactly forgiveness. Because as long as you have anger and sadness and resentment towards this other person who hurt you, then you have not really forgiven them. Why is that now? That's because forgiveness has to do with your pain. It has to do with you, most of all. What they usually say, that forgiveness is about you and not the other person. I have to agree with this. Why is that? Not in the sense that you are responsible for your hurts. They did what they did to you, that's right, but it's about you and what you choose to do with us. So what I mean by this is that as long as there is still pain and hurt and anger, resentment, hatred, whatever, towards this person, and it's still inside you, you have not really forgiven them. Now, when you really forgive a person, you take all this pain and anger and you release it. So it is really about healing. So it's better to say that right now, maybe, right now I'm not able to forgive them, so I will focus on my healing instead. So it's better to focus on your healing and healing your pain, healing your anger, because when you do that, then it's automatic. You forgive them automatically. You don't need to do anything else. But it's better to say that I will focus on my healing and just let the other person go, Don't focus on forgiving them. So when you do this healing work, I can guarantee you that at some point you will be able to forgive them, because it will come automatically. You won't need to really focus on, have I forgiven them now or not? You don't really need to do that. You'll see that it will come automatically, just like that. And that's because you heal your pain, and there's no anger and resentment anymore towards this person because you have healed it. So that's why forgiveness comes automatically. But that's why they also say that it is not about the other person, and it is about you. So when somebody tells you that you need to forgive them, it's better to focus not on forgiving the other person, how you will manage to forgive them. Because sometimes, when we push ourselves hard to forgive another person, sometimes we can find it difficult. There are moments that we can do that, but there are some cases that maybe the hurt is so bad, or it has been from other lifetimes as well, so it's really difficult to forgive them. Okay, in that case, we can say that, right now, it is difficult for me to forgive this person, so I won't focus on this anymore. And I will focus on other stuff. Maybe I will address this in another time. But trust me that as long as you focus on you, on your life, and on your healing, forgiving comes automatically. And that's because you release the pain, you release your anger. Now also, this doesn't mean that forgiveness has to do with having this person back in your life. Maybe you decide that, you know what, this person is really harmful for their own reasons, but it is their path. So right now you can say that with all the facts right now, in my stage and in their stage, I cannot have this person in my life. Maybe in the future we can, reconcile or whatever, but right now I can't. Maybe because they're not good for me, and maybe I'm not good for them either, who knows, but maybe they are not good for me right now. So I won't have them back in my life. But you see, in this case, if you have released your anger and hurt, when you decide this action, it's due to facts, not due to anger and resentment, which is totally okay and it's respectable, right? So it's not about having to have this person back in your life necessarily. You can decide it by yourself, but not based on anger and resentment. That's a total different thing. Okay, now that being said, also don't push yourself hard about forgiving someone. There are moments, like I said before, that there are some cases where it's really difficult to forgive another person. And sometimes we learn that if we don't forgive them, then this means that we're a bad person, that we're not the bigger person. Well, it's nothing like that. Sometimes it is your right not to be able to forgive them right now. Maybe you can in the future, but you can't, trust me on that. It's not something that will remain like this forever. Sometimes we think that it is like this, but it's not. But again, don't push yourself. You have every right to say right now, it is difficult for me right now. It's not that it can be done. Don't say I can't. But it's just difficult for me right now. I cannot forgive them right now, but I will find the way to forgive them in the future. But mostly focus on yourself. Focus on your healing. Focus on your life. And at some point you see that when you find the way to heal yourself and heal your pain and anger and resentment, it comes automatically. Forgiveness comes automatically because that's what it is about. It's about release of pain. That's what forgiveness is, really. Okay? Bye. See you guys.